Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're exploring the Lincoln Wheat Penny, a classic coin that tells a story far bigger than its value. With its timeless design and hidden rarities, this little penny has captured the attention of collectors. For generations, from overlooked details to valuable finds, let's uncover what makes the Lincoln Wheat Penny a true piece of American history. First up, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny coin in circulated condition is a piece of American numismatic history that tells a story far beyond its small size and modest face value. Struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the D Mint mark located beneath the date on the obverse side, this coin represents the final years of the iconic Wheat Penny series that began in 1909. Although this particular coin has been through circulation and shows visible signs of wear and age, it remains a valuable and cherished item among collectors, historians, and those interested in the everyday artifacts of the mid-20th century American experience. Its surfaces might be worn smooth in places, the original luster dulled by time and handling, yet it continues to hold meaning as a bridge to the past and a symbol of the daily life and economic landscape of the United States during the post-war period. The obverse of the 1956 Lincoln Penny features the enduring portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This was the first time in American history that a president's image was used on a regularly circulating coin. Lincoln's profile faces right, and above his head is the national motto "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1956 with the D Mint mark indicating the Denver Mint. In a circulated example, the details in Lincoln's hair, cheekbones, and jawline may be worn down, and the fields around the portrait might show scratches, dings, or dullness from decades of use in commerce. Despite this, the overall design remains recognizable and continues to communicate the respect and honor paid to Lincoln, one of the nation's most revered leaders. On the reverse side, the coin displays the traditional wheat ears design that gives the series its popular name, to stylized wheat stalks arch along each side of the coin, enclosing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above the denomination sits the Latin motto E pluribus unum. This reverse was also designed by Victor David Brenner and was intended to evoke simplicity, strength, and the agrarian roots of the nation. The symbolism of the wheat design reflected the values of productivity and hard work that were especially meaningful in a time when agriculture played a central role in American life. On circulated coins like this one, the wheat lines may be softened or partially obscured by wear, but their elegant curve remains a signature of the coin's identity and a visual anchor to the time in which it was minted. The 1956 Wheat Penny was produced in large quantities, with over 1 billion coins minted in Denver that year alone. This high mintage means that the coin is not considered rare in numismatic circles. However, its abundance does not diminish its historical importance. It is a tangible connection to a dynamic and transformative period in American history. The year 1956 was a time of economic growth and optimism in the United States. It was the height of the baby boom era, marked by suburban expansion, advances in technology, and a strong post-war economy. These coins were used in soda fountains, diners, movie theaters, and corner stores. They were passed from hand to hand by people from every walk of life. Owning a 1956 penny today is like holding a tiny piece of that bustling mid-century America in your hand. While uncirculated examples of this coin are prized for their sharp details and bright copper luster, circulated coins like this one have their own unique charm and authenticity. The marks and imperfections found on the surfaces of circulated coins serve as evidence of real-world use. They suggest a long journey across time and space through pockets, cash registers, piggy banks, and perhaps forgotten drawers or buried tin cans. Each flaw tells a story and adds to the character of the coin. It is this sense of history and continuity that often attracts collectors to circulated coins, even when their monetary value is modest. The composition of the 1956 penny is primarily copper, with a small amount of tin and zinc to create the bronze alloy used during that era. Over time, This metal blend reacts to its environment. Exposure to air, moisture, oils from human skin, and varying temperatures can cause oxidation and surface wear. The natural patina that develops on older copper coins can range from a warm reddish-brown to darker tones, sometimes even bordering on black. This transformation adds visual depth and can increase the aesthetic appeal of the coin to collectors who appreciate coins in their natural, unclean state. However, extreme discoloration, corrosion, or damage from improper storage can negatively affect both the appearance and structural integrity of a coin. In assessing the value and appeal of a circulated 1956 wheat penny, one must consider both the physical condition and the historical context. While heavily worn coins may not command high prices in the collector market, they remain important pieces for completing date and mint mark sets or for those who are just beginning to explore coin collecting. The Wheat Penny series as a whole is a popular starting point for new collectors because of its availability, affordability, and strong ties to American history. Even seasoned collectors often maintain sets of wheat pennies, and circulated coins play a vital role in rounding out those collections. Educationally, coins like the 1956 Lincoln penny offer numerous opportunities for learning and engagement. They can serve as tools for teaching children about history, economics, geography, and the science of metals. They provide insight into the decisions of the United States Mint, the development of coinage designs, and the evolution of the nation's money system. They can spark interest in historical research, inspire family discussions about the past, and encourage the preservation of artifacts that many people overlook in their everyday lives. Next up we have the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny coin without a mint mark in red and black shaded condition is a remarkable piece of American history that embodies the rich cultural and economic legacy of the mid-20th century United States. This particular coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark below the date on the obverse side. The Philadelphia Mint was the original and principal mint of the United States, and in 1946 it continued to produce millions of coins to meet the country's demand for circulating currency during the post-war period. Although the 1946 Lincoln penny is not rare in terms of mintage numbers, its physical characteristics, such as the red and black shading, along with its circulated condition, make it a unique and personal artifact of a dynamic era. The obverse side of the coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to mark the centennial of Lincoln's birth. This design has become one of the most endearing in American coinage, symbolizing honesty, leadership, and national unity. In this 1946 version, Lincoln's bust faces right with the inscriptions of the national motto "In God We Trust" at the top, the word liberty to the left, and the date 1946 to the right. Over time, and especially in circulated coins, the fine details of Lincoln's face and hair may have been smoothed down by handling and age. The presence of red and black shading on this coin adds a layer of character, indicating varying degrees of oxidation and toning on the copper surface. These natural effects occur when copper reacts to air, moisture, and human contact, and although they are not uncommon, they make each coin visually distinct. The reverse side of the 1946 penny displays the wheat ears design that gives this series its popular name, the Wheat Penny. To stylized stalks of wheat border the words 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto E pluribus unum arches above, signifying unity among diversity. This reverse was also designed by Victor David Brenner and was chosen for its simplicity and symbolism of national strength through agricultural roots. On a circulated coin such as this, especially one with discoloration or surface wear, the details of the wheat ears might appear faint or flattened. Still, the core design remains evident and retains its appeal to those who appreciate historical coinage. The red and black toning, often seen as a form of patina, adds a visual narrative to the piece, revealing how it has aged over time and the environments it has encountered. The year 1946 marked a significant transition period in American history. It was the first full year after the end of World War II, a time when the nation was moving from a wartime economy to one focused on peacetime growth and prosperity. Soldiers were returning home, industries were retooling for consumer goods, and families were rebuilding their lives. Coins like this one were part of the everyday experience of people across the country. They were used in local markets, bus rides, school lunches, and savings jars. Each coin minted during this time has a story to tell about resilience, hope, and the everyday transactions that shaped American life in the mid-20th century. The physical condition of this particular coin, marked by red and black shading, offers both aesthetic and historical significance. Red tones on copper coins usually indicate areas where the original mint luster remains, suggesting less exposure to contaminants or chemical reactions in those regions. Black shading, on the other hand, often forms due to long-term exposure to elements like humidity, air pollutants, or prolonged storage in non-neutral environments. While some collectors prefer coins with uniform color and minimal wear, others value the uniqueness and natural aging signs shown in toned coins. This red and black blend not only makes the coin visually intriguing, but also adds to its authenticity as a circulated piece that has lived through decades of American history. Collectors and historians often look to coins like the 1946 Lincoln Wheat penny to understand broader economic and cultural trends. The continued use of the wheat reverse design during this time reflects America's attachment to its agrarian identity, even as it was becoming more urban and industrial. The widespread circulation of copper pennies also illustrates the importance of small denomination coins in everyday commerce. Though inflation has reduced the purchasing power of the 1-cent coin, during the 1940s, a penny could still buy small goods or be saved up as part of a child's allowance. For many Americans, the Lincoln penny was a familiar and trusted part of their daily lives. From a numismatic standpoint, the value of a 1946 Lincoln wheat penny in circulated condition is generally modest. However, collectors often prize coins, not only for rarity, but also for the stories they carry and the completeness they offer to a collection. A coin with red and black toning may attract those who are interested in naturally aged coins or who enjoy assembling circulated sets that represent real-life usage rather than pristine mint-state specimens. These kinds of collections can be more reflective of everyday American life and often serve as more meaningful representations of history. Next up we have the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny coin without a mint mark, found in circulated condition, represents an important piece of American numismatic history. Produced during a time of great global conflict and domestic transformation, this coin captures the essence of a nation deeply involved in World War II while maintaining its economic stability through familiar symbols of unity and endurance. The absence of a mint mark on this coin indicates that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on 1-cent coins during this period. As such, it became a widely circulated denomination, used in the hands of everyday Americans to purchase goods and services in a wartime economy where even the smallest amount of currency carried significance. The obverse side of the 1940 Lincoln penny features the famous profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This image, designed by Victor David Brenner and introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, remains one of the most enduring portraits in American coinage. Lincoln faces to the right, with his facial features clearly defined in earlier mint-state coins. On circulated coins like this one, especially after decades of use, the sharpness of his profile often shows signs of wear. His hair, beard, and coat may appear softened or slightly smoothed out due to years of handling. Despite this, the dignity and strength conveyed in his image remain intact, a lasting tribute to one of the country's most respected leaders. Around Lincoln's profile, the familiar inscriptions are visible. The phrase "In God We Trust" is located above his head, a motto adopted widely during this period and still used today. The word liberty appears to the left of Lincoln, and the date 1942 is clearly inscribed on the right, in circulated condition. These inscriptions might show signs of flattening or partial fading, yet they remain readable and authentic. Their presence provides not just context for the coin's origin, but also a glimpse into the national values of the time, rooted in trust, freedom, and civic pride. On the reverse side of the coin is the classic wheat ears design, which gives the coin its popular name. The words 1 cent and United States of America are centrally placed and flanked by two stylized wheat stalks, symbolizing the agricultural strength and productivity of the nation. This design also originated with Victor David Brenner and remained in use until the Lincoln Memorial reverse was introduced in 1959. Above the denomination is the phrase E pluribus unum, a Latin motto meaning out of many one. This motto emphasizes the unity of a nation made up of diverse states and people. On a circulated coin such as this, the wheat stalks may be partially worn down, and the surface might show slight scratches or small areas of discoloration, but the overall design elements usually remain recognizable. The year 1940 was a pivotal one in American and world history. The United States had entered World War II in December of the previous year, following the attack on Pearl Harbor. By 1942, the country was fully engaged in the war effort, with its industries converted to support the production of weapons, vehicles, and other materials. Rationing was implemented nationwide, and Americans were encouraged to save resources, buy war bonds, and support the troops. Coins like the 1942 penny were a part of daily life, passed between hands in grocery stores, train stations, and war bond rallies. These coins may have been carried by soldiers heading to training camps or by factory workers earning their pay in support of the Allied cause. Each one was a small but meaningful piece of a larger narrative of national perseverance and sacrifice. From a numismatic standpoint, the 1942 Lincoln penny is not considered rare, but its historical value and its representation of a significant era make it a popular item among collectors. In circulated condition, its monetary worth might be modest, especially if there are no unique features, such as errors or unusual toning. However, its value as a collectible is often determined by its condition, toning, luster, and completeness of detail. While pristine uncirculated examples command higher interest and price, circulated coins like this one tell a more personal story. They carry visible marks of their journey, showing how they were used, handled, and perhaps even cherished during their time in circulation. Collectors of Lincoln wheat pennies often seek to compile full sets by year and mint mark, and in 1942, Philadelphia issue is essential to completing a set from the early 1940s. Its widespread production means it is accessible to most collectors, and its affordability allows new hobbyists to include a tangible piece of wartime history in their collections. Additionally, it provides an opportunity to study how coins age, how they reflect the environments in which they circulated, and how design choices endure across generations. The physical condition of a circulated 1942 Lincoln penny may include wear on high points such as Lincoln's cheekbone and jawline, softening of the wheat lines on the reverse, and general surface dullness. Discoloration or patina may also appear, ranging from dark brown to reddish hues, depending on how and where the coin was stored. While such features might lower the coin's grade by professional standards, they can also enhance its character and appeal to those who appreciate coins with a visible sense of history. Next up we have the 1937 Lincoln wheat penny coin without a mint mark is a fascinating example of early 20th century American coinage and serves as a testament to the era's craftsmanship, economic history, and cultural values. This coin, produced at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by the absence of a mint mark, was struck during a period of steady recovery following the Great Depression. It circulated during a time when Americans were beginning to regain a sense of financial stability, and it played a practical role in the everyday economic activities of countless individuals across the country. The used condition of this coin suggests that it has passed through many hands over the decades, acquiring a patina of age. and where that reflects its long journey through time. The obverse of the 1937 Lincoln penny features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This image was originally designed by Victor David Brenner and first appeared on the Lincoln cent in 1909, marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The design quickly became one of the most enduring and beloved in American numismatic history. On a 1937 penny in used condition, the details of Lincoln's portrait are likely softened due to circulation, but his facial outline, beard, and jacket collar can still usually be distinguished. Even with wear, the design continues to convey Lincoln's strength and dignity, making this coin not just a piece of currency, but a small tribute to a pivotal historical figure. The inscriptions on the obverse include the motto "In God We Trust." Across the top, the word "Liberty" to the left of Lincoln, and the date 1937 to the right. The clarity of these inscriptions may vary depending on the level of wear, but they remain essential to identifying the coin and understanding its context. Each inscription serves as a window into the values and priorities of the time, emphasizing trust in divine guidance, national freedom, and the historical moment of the coin's creation. For many collectors and historians, these elements add to the richness of the coin's story. Turning the coin over, the reverse side features the classic wheat ears design, which gives the Lincoln wheat penny its nickname. The central elements are the denomination 1 cent and the issuing country United States of America, flanked by stylized wheat stalks curving around the sides. Above these is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one. This phrase represents the unity of the diverse states forming the United States, a message especially relevant during the challenging interwar years when national cohesion was critical. The wheat ears themselves symbolize agricultural prosperity and the importance of farming to the American economy at the time. On a coin in used condition, the details of the wheat may be worn or partially faded, but their overall shape and meaning remain intact. The historical context of the year 1937 adds further depth to this coin's significance. The United States was in the midst of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal reforms, aimed at addressing the lingering effects of the Great Depression. While there were signs of economic improvement, many Americans were still struggling, and the value of even a single penny was not taken for granted. This coin could have been used to buy a small amount of food, pay part of a streetcar fare, or contribute to a child's modest savings. It was part of the real economy that helped families manage their day-to-day expenses and gave workers a sense of progress and hope. From a numismatic perspective, the 1937 Lincoln penny is not particularly rare, but it is an important piece of any comprehensive wheat penny collection. Its value in used condition is typically modest in financial terms, but its historical and sentimental worth can be much greater. It offers collectors a chance to connect with the past through a tangible object that has weathered time. The wear on the coin's surface may be viewed not as damage, but as a record of use, each mark telling a story of where it might have been and what lives it may have touched. Collectors often seek out coins like this one to build sets based on year and mint mark combinations. A 1937 Philadelphia issue is a necessary component of such a set and is usually accessible to new and seasoned collectors alike. Its affordability and availability make it a practical choice for educational purposes as well, whether in classrooms, museums, or personal learning collections. Holding a coin like this helps people of all ages understand the continuity of history, the importance of everyday objects, and the artistry involved in minting coins. In used condition, the 1937 penny may show signs such as surface dullness, edge nicks, scratches, or darkened toning due to age and handling. While these characteristics reduce the coin's professional grading, they enhance its authenticity and historical character. Some coins may have slight discoloration, which develops naturally as copper reacts with environmental elements over time. This is part of the coin's charm, uniqueness, and it distinguishes each circulated example from others of the same year. Next up we have The 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny coin is a classic and historically significant piece of American numismatic history. Minted at the San Francisco Mint, as indicated by the small letter S located below the date on the obverse, this coin represents the continuation of the beloved Lincoln cent series that began in 1909. The coin's design was created by Victor David Brenner, whose portrayal of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse remains one of the most iconic and enduring images in United States coinage. With a mintage of over 90 million pieces, the 1941 Lincoln penny is not considered rare, but is still sought after by collectors, particularly in well-preserved condition. This particular example is noted to be in good condition, which generally means it retains all its major features, although it has seen some circulation and wear through the years. On the obverse side of the coin, the image of Abraham Lincoln features a right-facing profile. Although the details may be slightly worn due to the coin's age and use, the likeness remains clearly recognizable. The inscriptions include the motto "In God We Trust" above Lincoln's head, the word "Liberty" to the left of his portrait, and the date 1941 followed by the mint mark S to the right. Even in good condition, these inscriptions are typically legible and contribute to the coin's identification and historical value. The simplicity and clarity of the design emphasize the respect and admiration held for Lincoln as a leader who preserved the Union and abolished slavery. This reverence was especially meaningful in the early 1940s, a time when the nation faced global uncertainty and was soon to enter World War II. The reverse of the coin features the familiar wheat ears design, which was used on Lincoln cents. From 1909 to 1958, the central text 1 cent and United States of America appears between two stylized wheat stalks, with the phrase "E pluribus unum" arched along the upper rim. This reverse design is both functional and symbolic, representing the agricultural roots of the country and the unity of its people. In a coin of good condition, the wheat ears may show some softening or wear, but are still clearly visible, maintaining the design's overall integrity. The wear patterns on such coins often tell a silent story of the many hands and transactions through which they have passed, making them not only collectibles but artifacts of everyday American life. The year 1941 was a significant one in world history, and especially in American history. It was a time of increasing global tension, with World War II already underway in Europe and Asia. In December of that year, the United States would officially enter the war following the attack on Pearl Harbor. Coins minted during this time, including the 1941 Lincoln penny, serve as tangible connections to this pivotal moment in the past. They were used by American citizens during a period of great uncertainty and national mobilization. Each cent played a role in commerce, war efforts, and daily life. Whether buying a newspaper, paying for a bus fare, or helping a child learn to save, the San Francisco Mint, where this coin was struck, was known for its high-quality production standards. Although this coin is described as being in good condition, which reflects noticeable wear, its origins at the San Francisco Mint suggest that it began its life as a well-struck and finely detailed piece. Over time, exposure to handling, circulation, and the environment has likely smoothed some of its finer details, but it still retains a great deal of its original character. Collectors appreciate such coins not only for their aesthetic value, but for their historical resonance. They are valued not only by their grade or rarity, but by the story they carry through time. The copper alloy used in Lincoln pennies during this era was composed mostly of copper with a small percentage of zinc and tin. This composition gives the coin a distinct reddish-brown hue when fresh and a darker tone as it ages and oxidizes. A coin in good condition may show a mix of these shades, often with a darker appearance around the edges and lighter tones where the coin has been most worn. These color variations can be quite beautiful and add character to the piece, reminding collectors that every coin is unique. In numismatics, the term good refers to a grading scale rather than an aesthetic judgment. A coin graded as good is considered to be in the lower range of collectability, with heavy wear but all major details still present. It may lack the sharpness and luster of higher-graded coins, but it is no less important in a collection, especially for those who value the historical journey of each item. The 1941 S penny in good condition still holds its place as a valuable piece of the Lincoln cent timeline and a representation of American history.